A very good afternoon and welcome to another exciting edition of Trendz. I go by the name of Selepa Maifadi and will be hosting the show for the next 60 minutes, giving you, of course, the latest art and entertainment news in and around the continent. Well, you know that today everybody is out and about at the Vodacom Durban July. Njabulo, our producer, is also out there. We'll be talking to him a little bit later on to find out from him what are the hits and misses are, if people are getting the outfits right or not. We're also running a poll wanting to hear from you whether you think you're interested in just the fashion, or are you interested in the horse racing, or are you actually there for it all? So yeah, let's quickly get into it. But firstly, do interact with us on @Trendz on SABC, and we look forward to your views on that. Now, in our first story, it's no doubt that Maputo, Mozambique is rich in its deep, fascinating history amongst preserved in museums. Trendz had the pleasure of visiting one of the capital's National Art Museum, which houses contemporary art of some of Mozambique's finest artists. Established in 1989, the museum is a non-profit institution. Let's take a look at it.
It is only the best fine art that is preserved at this museum, from sculptures to paintings. The magical realism of a society torn apart by violence and shattered illusions is manifested in the contemporary artworks. Constituting of two sections, the permanent and temporary exhibits, most of these artworks are for educational purposes. The permanent exhibition consists of about 114 works of art ranging from paintings, sculptures, installations, drawings, printmaking and ceramics. Denis Omula of the National Art Museum expands more.
The National Museum of Art is a public institution which acquire, register, conserve and divulgate art and collection for the public for learning and leisure. The National Art Museum, the idea of building the museum have been done after independence. And then this build was not built for the museum, but as there was a necessity to build a museum, we have to adapt this building to the museum.
Most of the art pieces here are part of a collaborative effort between communities and artists. Slowly going through each artwork, the story of what some of the people in this country went through during the colonial time is detailed and evident. After the country gained its independence from the Portuguese, the Moose art was also conceptualized to affirm the cultural identity, creating a promising environment to the development of the arts in the country. The museum hopes in the future to expand this art reserve in order to follow the evolution and the current stage of the visual arts in Mozambique and throughout the world.
Fifi Cooper is back with a bang. The Motswako rapper, who had been barred from performing any music she created under former label Ambitious Entertainment, has finally gotten the green light again.
Take me back, take me back.
With the help of self-proclaimed Robin Hood Julius Malema rallying for her, the rap queen has finally been set free. An out-of-court settlement between Cooper and Ambitious has been reached. The 27-year-old musician is super excited to release her latest album, titled Take Me Back, under her very own label, Mo Cooper Records, the label's first project.
But I kept moving on, no sun to get paid. Man, I'm too damn strong.
The jury is in. Oprah will not be running for president. The media mogul graced the cover of British Vogue for August, and in her feature interview, she explained why running for office in 2020 is not part of her plan.
She admitted to doubting her survival in the political world of underhanded non-truths. She said it's just not a clean business and it will probably kill her. The cover features the 64-year-old donning a custom-made white off-the-shoulder Stella McCartney gown with her hair pulled back to show off her gorgeous diamond earrings.
August, officially dubbed Women's Month, will bring a celebration of the fairer sex to Johannesburg for the In Good Company Women Empowerment Experience. American author and actress Issa Rae will be the keynote speaker, headlining in South Africa for this event.
Ray caught the public's eye with her YouTube web series Awkward Black Girl and later starred in HBO's Insecure. She is a best-selling author and has been placed on Time Magazine's top 100 list of most influential people for 2018.
Get on my anger though, one day at a time. I hope they all die.
The inaugural In Good Company experience is designed to celebrate women and discuss innovative ideas that will contribute towards changing the current state of affairs in gender equality.
The Global Citizen Festival celebrating Nelson Mandela's centenary year takes place next week, and guess who's on the guest list? His old friend supermodel Naomi Campbell. The conference is held in honor of Madiba's legacy, fighting to end extreme poverty.
Global Citizen Festival Mandela 100 will be a historic celebration of a campaign in support of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, with a vision of ending extreme poverty, featuring an extraordinary lineup of African and global artist performances, as well as world leaders and activists making unprecedented commitments to end extreme poverty by 2030.
And like we said, we are running a poll of the Durban July. One thing that we want to know from you is that, are you there for the fashion, or are you there for the horse racing, or are you there for it all? Go on Twitter, on our social media page. We are at Trendz on SABC. Interact with us and let us know what you are there for. So the South African art in... Okay, now we're about to go into our interview, and the South African art enthusiasts are in for a treat. Preparations are underway for the 6th annual R&B Durban Art Fair, and this unique 3-day South African Arts Festival brings together galleries and artists from around the country to present and sell works in the iconic Durban Art Hall in Newtown, Johannesburg. Here to tell us more about what to expect is the festival founder, Glenys Hislop, and curator, Fulufelo Mobadi. Welcome to Trendz.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. How's it been? I mean, to curate such a big festival takes a lot of energy and time. Tell us a bit about how the preparations are coming along.
Well, they're going very, very well. We've got some fabulous art. You've got some even more. And we're looking forward to seeing lots of people next weekend.
Tell us a bit about what is on the program, because we know that Strauss & Co has something coming up. There's a talent unlocked thing that's coming up as well under that. What should people be expecting on this fair?
Well, the R&B Durban Art Fair is a contemporary art fair aimed at nurturing young talent and showcasing emerging artists. So as well as more than 40 galleries, we have several special projects, one of which is Strauss & Company's still life exhibition of Irma Stern, who is probably the top-selling artist, though she's no longer alive. And the interesting thing is they've then asked young artists to respond to her. So there's some fabulous, inexpensive work that's their own interpretation of that. We've got a wonderful talks program, which is all about demystifying art. So some of the subjects are passion, some of them are promise, how to spot young artists. We've got installations, we've got lovely food. Yeah, it's a fun day.
Speaking of Fulufelo, you are the head curator of this exhibition, the
Talent Unlocked.
Yes. Tell us a bit about the Talent Unlocked.
So the Talent Unlocked project is an internship and mentorship project for emerging artists. We've got about 18 artists who've just come up in their career trying to find themselves. They learn everything from practical work as an artist to running themselves as businesses and just being able to come up with new concepts and ideas with the work that they do. So they've had these mentorships for 6 months. They have mentors coming and peer mentoring, and they come and they speak and they learn about what it takes to be an artist in the industry and produce a body of work for Durban Art Fair. And we have a whole section just of all these works that have come.
And this mentorship has been part of parcel with the assemblage and other companies as well. Tell us a bit about that and how you've tied that in together.
Yes, so we've worked with Visual Arts Network of South Africa and Assemblage, and as well as R&B, to come up with this mentorship program for all these artists to be part of. And it's just been an intensive 6 months for them. I think they feel so much better now that they don't have to be producing new stuff, and their work will be up in the walls and ready for sale in a couple of days, actually.
So speaking of for sale, is everything that we're going to be seeing there for sale? Because I know that some artworks from the Emma Stone collection are also from the SABC. Is that also going to be taken for sale?
Well, apparently the total value of the works that are showing in the Emma Stone one is something like over 100 million.
Ooh.
So we're a contemporary and affordable, we hope, art fair. There's a ceiling price of 50,000, but most of the works are between 5,000 and 10,000, and start from as little as 1,000.
How have you seen this fair help out establishing or emerging artists as they come out into the game? Has this helped them in selling some of their stuff? And are people actually coming to this fair to come and buy artworks, or is it more of we're passing by, we're just coming to see the fair?
It's a bit of both, actually. There are fantastic things to buy. I've been thrilled by seeing the progression of some of the young artists. A work that I bought in the very first fair she's now a very established artist, and that's wonderful to see that. I think one of the nicest compliments we ever had was from an artist collective about 3 or 4 years ago, and they posted on Facebook that they came as nobodies but they left as artists. Yeah, and it gave us a lot of pleasure.
Well, R&B started a thing called a think. What can we call it? A think chair?
Well, R&B are our new sponsor for the first time this year.
Okay.
And you know that they're all about thinking and solutionist thinking. And they have a wonderful bench on their precinct, which was done by a sculptor with another team, which says think, but it's a way that you can't see that it's think unless you look at it a particular way. So we decided to take that as the theme of this year's fair. So the talks are about think this, think that. And really, I think it's thinking about art, thinking about yourself, thinking about where we are.
Fulfello, when it comes to curating and deciding on the artists that are going to be showcasing, how was it, the selection process of deciding on these artists?
So my role was not to decide on the artists. I got there and already there were artists who were chosen for the program.
Okay.
My role was to select the work for Turban Art Fair and Talent Unlocked. So it's been a very interesting process, and working with artists and letting them understand that the market is completely different from what you'd probably come up with. Some of them are new buyers, people are not exposed to the arts, and it's just people who want to use work mostly for decorative purposes. So it's just understanding your audience and your market and being able to put up work and sell stuff in that line of work.
So this festival is starting on Thursday, that's the VIP night.
Still tickets, so you can buy tickets. We're accessible fair from web tickets for Thursday night for the real grand opening. But we're then open on Friday from 11 until 8, and Saturday and Sunday from 10 until 6.
Wow, we thank you so much for coming to Trendz. If you don't know where to head out this weekend or starting from Thursday, go to the VIP night, get yourself acquainted or be a part of the art lovers world. And we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more after this.
A message from the Association for Alcohol Responsibility and Education, aware.org.
We are losing the best of kids. People that are fathers or pastors that comes from a church.
No taxi, nothing. We were not notified. I get to town, there's nothing. I get
We've now signed. We are part of a growing number of African countries that support a free trade area for our continent. This is going to open up great opportunities for our economy, because now the whole of Africa is open for doing business. So we're delighted.
Those among us that are charged with the responsibility of dealing with corruption may please rise and do their job. There is so much corruption in South Africa, especially at the governance level. So much.
Welcome back to Trendz. Photographic exhibition Iconic opens this afternoon at the Bamboo Gallery in Malville, which captures glimpses into Madiba moments from the photographer Oscar Gutierrez over the many years he spent tracking South Africa's early democracy. He felt it was a fitting tribute and celebration in the former president's centenary year. We have him here in studio to tell us more about his experience during this time. Welcome to Trendz.
Thank you and nice to be here.
How are you doing?
95%.
You should be actually laying out your exhibition today, but you decided to be here with us. Tell us a bit about the preps. Are you done? Is the exhibition ready and the doors going to be open? Are we ready?
And as you will know, in anything in life, there's always a crisis. Last night we're putting all the pictures together.
Okay.
And except that some of the pictures have bubbles.
Whoa.
So we had to call the printers and said we need to reprint 8 pictures again.
Wow.
So the printers and the printers and the framers, they were busy at 5 o'clock this morning to make sure by 9 o'clock the photos are in the wall. So there's one of those things that happen in life.
But we're ready, right?
They are ready. They are already in the wall now. So
tell
now
us about the journey and your interest really in taking photographs of our late statesmen.
Yes, I came to South Africa in 1994 during the elections. I grew up in the U.S. I was working for NASA, and I got sick and tired of working there. It was a very nice job. Anyway, I came to South Africa, and I found myself. I can say I can find myself. And I'm lucky enough with the days of elections in South Africa and Mozambique. And I came across Nelson Mandela on many occasions, and I chased him in different places, and managed to get some pictures of him. Obviously, those days, it's a little bit technical difficult because you cannot use the flash with Madiba. So that's when we knew. Otherwise, the bodyguard will take you out if you ever use the flash.
Okay, so no flashlights?
No, so that's why you had to have certain kind of skills to be able to do minutes to take some pictures of Madiba. And remember, those days was the day of film. That was before digital. So it was a challenge sometimes to be able to capture Madiba in those kind of moments.
So was it a challenge to take all these images that you have and actually enlarge them into an exhibition, or are they going to be in sizes like the ones you have there?
No, they are actually some of the images. For example, this one is Constitutional Hill. It's Madiba with George Bezos and Cattrall. And it's the same picture that we use for George Bezos' 65 years of friendship. So, no, I was lucky to be trained properly in photography. So I know what it takes to, and before I start doing that one, in '94, I used to teach mine workers photography. So that requires certain kind of skills as well, because when you go underground, you have to have certain skills to be able to take those images there. So no flash as well.
So in this exhibition that you have here today, that's going to be at the Bamboo Gallery, how many pictures are you displaying, and how did you decide on which ones you're actually going to put up? Because, of course, you have so many.
It is very difficult. But I was lucky that I was at least 10 different occasions with Madiba. And for example, this photo of Madiba with Jere Belafonte, that's the only photo that exists. I was very lucky to blessed that be with Jere Belafonte and Madiba. Then you have Madiba with Chissano and Renamo in Mozambique. With Madiba was part of the peace process in Mozambique. So that's one is as well. It's no the photo of these 3 gentlemen together. And then of course Madiba and his favorite chair.
Yes.
Yeah, that was his favorite chair. Then Madiba when in his cells when he was a robber in Constitutional Hill. The only picture that exists of Madiba on the cell.
So definitely it's going to be exclusive pictures that you have, some that people haven't seen before.
Yeah, and nobody has those pictures either. That's another thing. For example, There's Madiba and other pictures as well, but there's one of Winnie Mandela on herself that also is a unique photo because there's only one photo of Winnie.
I think it's the one where she's wearing yellow.
This is the only photo of Winnie at herself. I took this picture probably around 3 years ago. And we was in a function there, and I said, please, may I take your picture?
So in this exhibition today, are you also going to be telling the stories of how you got to take the pictures and really your relationship with the man?
Yes, definitely, yes, I do. And there's other pictures also as well in this picture. Most of the pictures are pictures of Madiba, and there's maybe 5 or 6 more pictures of Madiba, but special moments of people in South Africa. And for example, this one is a very unique one because it's Fidel Castro in Soweto. So there's maybe 5 or 6 pictures that are not Madiba, but most are Madiba, or Madiba dancing as well.
Madiba, oh yeah, you know, that's the favorite one. You know, it's gotta be also the iconic signature shirts. What did you take from the man, from like being able to take so many pictures of him? What did you take out of being able to be in his space and that close with him?
The memories is undescribable. Yeah, it's undescribable. At one point, I was with John Masakisa at the inauguration at his house, and we were there for 45 minutes. And I'm telling you, when you spend 45 minutes with Madiba,
yeah, I know.
It's like, what can I say? What can I do? It's
you
like,
have arrived.
Yeah,
you have certainly arrived when you've got to chill with them for that long.
Yeah, it's unforgettable. And obviously, in my case, I need one picture and it's one image. Hopefully, I capture it. And it's history of South African history, especially Nelson Mandela.
We thank you for coming to Trendz and also sharing a part of the moments that you have spent with him. Of course, this exhibition is going to be happening today at the Bamboo Gallery in Melville, so you can certainly go out there and check it out. Do you have any last words for people for them to come through today? Yeah, please come. The exhibition will be there from today until the 15th of July, maybe to the 18th. Okay. And we'll be open from 8 o'clock to 7 o'clock so people can come into. There's 2 nice restaurants in the area as well in top of Bamboo. Okay. And I will be there because I live 2 blocks away from there. Okay. And so it's just fun all around. Please, yes. Okay, fun all around at the Bamboo Gallery in Melville. So rebounding is fast becoming one of the most effective forms of exercising, getting you better results than any other form of fitness in half the time. Wellness coach Lisa Raleigh is a major advocate for rebounding and believes it has the potential to revolutionize the world of fitness, saving you time and allowing you to rebound anywhere, anytime. And while it is super fun, it's one hell of a workout for your entire body. Take a look. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now singles. Down. 1. Well done, ladies.
Congratulations. Today you completed your first 45 minutes rebounding session, and we did a little bit of everything. We did some cardiovascular work, we did abdominal work on our backs as well as standing ab crunches. We did weights. We used weights for upper body. We did legs. So you two were sweating. Do you feel good? Yeah. Energized, happy, all those good happy hormones running through your body.
That's what I love about the rebounder. You know, it's such a mood lifter. Every time I'm feeling like after work, I'm just like, okay, let me just get myself a 10-minute or 5 minutes and do something quickly that's just gonna up my mood so that I continue to have a good day, and it really works.
It's really good for draining your lymphatic system and getting your lymph moving, which is really good for boosting your immune system. It's good for cellulite, getting rid of extra water. It's good for pretty much any demographic, whether you're a little kid and you're wanting to improve a kid's balance, proprioception. You know, for OTs, use them to stimulate balance and muscle tone. The 2 minutes of rebounding is equivalent to 6 minutes of running, and that's what makes it so time efficient. We did 45 minutes and I did 5,500 steps in that 45 minutes. So it's a really nice way to get to your 10,000 steps a day if that's one of your goals.
Yeah.
You know, if you do a rebounding workout, you're going to get approximately 5,000 steps in there. If it's about half an hour, 40 minutes long. That's half of your steps for the day in that workout.
14K steps.
So yeah, and lots of calories. Approximately 400, I always burn about 400 to 500 calories per session. I rebound every single day, whether it's 20 minutes because that's all I can fit in, or I go right up to an hour if I've got the time. And I use resistance bands on my rebounder. I use a body bar, I use ankle weights, I use dumbbells. I make it harder than it needs to be. And then once or twice a week I'll actually train in my Sky gym here and I'll do weights. I'll do legs with heavier weights and I'll do upper body heavier weights. That's like a new thing I've introduced. So cross training for me is like the best solution, not doing the same thing every week, but by incorporating variety into my workouts means that I keep my body guessing and I don't ever hit a plateau, like a fitness or a body plateau. I'm always progressing, always getting stronger, always getting fitter, because I never do the same thing all the time. I'm constantly varying it up. And those that are watching, if you are hitting a plateau and you feel like, gosh, you know, I'm going to the gym, I'm training every day for an hour, I don't know what's changed, you know, I need to, like, what do I need to do? Just mix it up, you know, keep your body guessing when it comes to exercise and when it comes to nutrition. If you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting the same result, and that is period, you know, you've got to keep mixing it up. If you eat and you raise your blood sugar, you're going to be able to put out so much more in your workout and get a higher calorie burn than if you were weak going into that workout and feeling quite puck. You wouldn't be able to give 100%. So it's better to actually have good blood sugar levels when you start a workout. And the key is to always eat within 30 minutes of training. The golden rule is you lose it last, but you gain it first. That is the golden rule. So if you gain on your bum first, you will lose it here last. You'll lose it on your face, your arms, your collarbone, your tummy, and then the last place you'll lose is the place you really want to lose.
Well, definitely hardcore. I rebound every day. Well, I try to. So you should also do the same because apparently it's hardcore. It's more hardcore than a treadmill. So yeah. The Rock is back with a brand new blockbuster. Skyscraper tells of U.S. war veteran Will Sawyer, who's on an assignment in Hong Kong, finds the tallest, safest building in the world suddenly ablaze, and then he's being framed for it. The film is set to release next week. Take a look at this.
You ever miss it? I haven't touched a gun in 10 years. After what happened that night. FBI, show me your hands! I just put my sword down, you know. Will Sawyer is a special character because when we meet him, he's an amputee and he's just trying to put his life back together, and the guy's struggling.
He finds love because of that tragedy and he overcomes.
Without that bad luck,
You're gonna be okay.
I never would have met Sarah. I never would have had my kids. Daddy loves who?
Me.
Daddy loves who?
Me!
I love you.
You better.
Will Sawyer is coming on a job in Hong Kong. He brings his family with him.
He needs to inspect the building, get it approved for insurance.
Mr. Sawyer, you are the very first family we've had in the Pearl. After your security assessment, what do you think of the building?
The Pearl is the most advanced building in the world.
But
no one really knows what would happen if things go wrong.
get back!
Whoa, 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 whoa. You don't understand. My family's in there.
When he's forced to take action, when his family is in jeopardy, he saddles up.
I have to get inside the building, and I can't go up because the fire is there. So I'm gonna climb this crane. I'm gonna jump off the crane. Keep going up. Don't look back. I'll find you. As good as you can create a hero, you have to create a villain.
These bad guys are pretty smart. Kors Bota works for 3 powerful crime syndicates, and he's high-end muscle for them.
This building is protecting something that I want. You're going to get it from me. Anything can be done with the proper motivation.
No! I think there's something very visceral about a family being torn apart and the parents doing everything that they can to protect their young.
I wanted to see him be vulnerable. He's just doing anything he can to protect his family and survive.
I gotta get you out of this building. Dad loves you.
Hey. Hold on.
We're serving up something different with Skyscraper. There's a feeling that you get because a lot of the action takes place 3,000 feet in the sky, upside down. I'm in real jeopardy.
That's something I haven't seen before and was really excited about. It's pretty intense.
message from the Association for Alcohol Responsibility and Education. Aware.org.
Hello, I'm Simpiwe Ngongwane, and as usual, I'm in the company of the pearl of the show.
And yes, I'm Pearl Shongwe, and this is the weekend edition of Morning Live,
where we bring you news stories making headlines, weather updates, and the latest in the world of sports.
Every weekend on Saturday and Sunday mornings, we bring you, our viewer, vibrant, exciting, informative current stories here on the SABC News Channel 404.
And we also put a spotlight on creative art stories, book reviews, poetry, and various topical stories. We also bring you live outside broadcast as well as live music performances.
All of this every weekend between 6 and 9
here on the SABC News Channel 404.
We don't want any death. All traditional places must be centers to govern and administer initiatives.
The agenda is to collapse what was once the leading electricity producer in the whole world.
I'm still waiting for him to go lay charges against anybody.
I have.
And that's what
Skin lightening creams in South Africa come a long way. Women have been lightening their skin for decades, mainly by using questionable products in search for a blemish-free and lighter skin tone. It's against this background that skin specialist Danae Montague King created a global skincare empire across 30 countries that rebuilds skin to its original tones. I also had to see it for myself.
Everybody's born with their own beautiful tone, whether it be blue, black, indigo tribe, or the most palest cafe latte. That's who you are. Now, my job is to keep that as perfect and bright and even as possible, not lighter. You cannot bleach beyond the ability of what your body will take. Black skin needs creams that are lower on the pH scale to brighten up rather than to dull, okay? You have so many attributes, the not aging quickly is one of them, and there's many reasons behind that. You have cell turnover that's much faster than a Caucasian person. That's why sometimes black people keloid when they have a deep injury. keloid scar because their cells develop so fast. It overblows the site and it becomes a natural looking scar. That's just one of the things you have to put up with to have a plus, you know. But if you're using high alkaline creams that are normally sold on the market that have way too much oil in them, and you're using all these other things, your skin will try to defend itself against this. You'll end up with hyperpigmentation, you'll end up with a dull, ashy look, you won't look yourself. It's called Remove, Rebuild, Protect, Maintain. That's the 4-step motto. You know, RRPM, remove, rebuild, protect, maintain. Remove means let's take away all that superficial dead skin cell cuticle that makes skin look so ashy and uneven. Okay, that's step number 1. Some people might call that a peel. I don't like the word peel because it doesn't signify. We're not onions that you rip off a layer. We're removing, but we're removing with enzymes and things that are not contraindicative. They're not attacking. Because every time you try to attack with some big, say a so-called medical peel, which black people cannot have anyway, then you arouse more defense mechanisms. And the skin gets worse later on. Okay, you get what I mean? So that's step 1. We're bringing your skin back the way it's supposed to be. We remove in a very gentle but very firm way.
The enzyme therapy also creates an intercellular communication whereby all cellular functions work in balance. Okay, I'm going to leave you now for 45 minutes. As time goes on, the mask is going to get very hard. It's going to get very, very tight. It is uncomfortable, but once the mask comes off, your skin looks and feels absolutely amazing. With DMK, it's not just a once-off glow, no, because what the product actually does is it works on the immunity of your skin, so it just optimizes the skin function. So DMK is about skin health. It's not a short-term treatment. You really do receive long-term results, so you'll still have that glow for quite a while, but the more treatments you have done, the longer it lasts. Bright, plump, radiant.
Check the glow, boo.
It looks absolutely amazing.
Oh wow. As you can see, I'm still reaping the rewards of that amazing glow. Well, the First Lady of Jozi Entertainment, Reti, has come a long way into breaking into the industry. She has now dropped her debut album titled Intro, and she's here to tell us, she's in studio to tell us more about her journey in the music industry. Welcome to Trendz.
Oh, thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm very good, I'm good.
Well, great too. Tell us a bit about where you started. Who is Reti?
Okay, I am Reti, full name Reti Rachel Tato Chabalala. I was born and raised in Tembisa, and I started music, particularly house music, in 2015, late 2015, when I was spotted by one of the guys who does house at church. And then since then, since the first beat, I've been doing house until today.
Which one is the first house song that you've been a part of, and why did you decide to stick to house?
Well, let's just say growing up, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, you know, and I just thank God that actually music found me. The first beat that I did, well, the song was really long time ago, but let's just say it's High in Love. I did it with DJ Tagzin, and it came out last year. And since some of those songs, the first songs, like I've been doing it. I found my actually career and joy at the same time.
It's not often that you find vocalists dropping house albums or dropping albums at all. Tell us a bit about that and how you decided to, okay, now you've been doing a couple of tracks with people, you've had a single out, and now you're ready for a whole album. How's that been?
Honestly, it came as a surprise, eh?
It came as a surprise to do an album?
To do an album. I was like, okay, let's just do an album. I was like, oh my God. Then in December, the whole of December, I was working on my album. Then I put like few tracks that I did like along the years while I was still studying the album. And it was actually encouraged by my manager, Lebogang Mlangeni, and he decided, you know what, in order for us to make this work, let's just put an album there and take out the singles. Let's start there, you know? And yeah. It's
Tell us
actually
about
nice.
those singles because they've been played on the radio. How are people taking it? What response are you getting from the public?
Yeah, great response. Hey, great response. 2 of my first singles were both on top 100 most played songs in South Africa. And the next single that I took out, I'm praying that it reaches top 30 though. You know.
And so tell us about the album. How many tracks are in the album? Who are you working with in the album? Any collaborations?
Yes, I have 13 tracks in my album. I've worked with DJ Cairo. I've worked with DJ Tagzin. The guy's called Objectives from Tembisa. And I've also worked with my friends, Leko M and Aikela. They're also upcoming artists.
I mean, in the time of house now, there's also gqom and amapiano and a whole lot of other sounds. Do you see yourself ever trying to tap into other sounds so that you get more reach?
I actually have. I'm a versatile artist. I've done gqom, I've done hip-hop, I've done soul, I've done R&B. What else have I done? I've also done jazz. So I'm not I'm a house vocalist, but I'm a versatile house vocalist.
But in this album that you
this album is just a house album.
Okay, and
there's no gqom there.
You just want people to jam, hey?
Exactly. That's why I called it intro. It's the genesis. I'm introducing myself to the industry since I'm young, hey. So I'm just introducing myself so that they can actually get to know me.
What should we look forward to?
My
Are you
album.
gonna drop a video?
I have dropped a video, Frozen. And I'm gonna drop another one for Time for my latest single. And they can still get my album at music stores. Meet May. I mean,
so the physical
July.
copy is not out yet.
Yeah, no,
but
the physical copy is not out
digitally
yet. Yeah, I'm expecting it probably by the end of this month.
Isn't that what matters the most anyway? That you have streams anyway, more than physical copies? Or do you want more physical copies out there?
I want, but honestly speaking, people can get access to iTunes and buying things online. So the better the copy it's better, eh? Because they rather say, okay, cool, I bought your album online, but I still want the physical copy.
Okay, yes, because we want to, so go out there, hopefully when it comes out in, when?
By the end of July.
By the end of July, this album will hopefully be out in stores because she wants you to get that physical copy. As much as you're listening to her digitally, she wants you to also have a physical copy. So thank you so much for coming through to Trendz. You're gonna be performing another song for us. What's that title? Time. So soon we'll be listening to Ray T again performing another song called Time. And if you're a guy who still believes that regular visits to beauty spas are only meant for women, then this next insert is for you. Our Trendz producer Mjabulo Mkhwanazi visited a beauty spa in Hyde Park, north of Johannesburg, where he was pampered with the latest grooming trends designed for men. Take a look.
A growing number of men who now invest more time and money to taking care of their personal appearance. Gone are the days when the only time men visited a beauty salon was just for a haircut. Now, most men take time out to get in touch with their feminine side by getting a variety of treatments like eyebrow tinting, manicures and many other treatments.
And I call it a man cave because you can come here and have your manicures or pedicures, your waxes, your facials, but most importantly an experience where you can rest, watch football, whatever.
The pampering sessions can be equated to hanging out in a man cave, but the only difference here is that you get served your favorite beverage and not get to lift a finger.
So there is shaving, but also we had the hot towel shaving where they really soothe your shaving. And I think the guys would love that because you actually feel like you didn't shave at all. It's so soothing. And we have the waxing where we even do your entire body, your stomach wax, your body wax, even your Hollywood. We do your Hollywood as well. And then we do your facials. We've got the 30 minutes facials for those busy people, but we also have 60 minutes facials where we really look into your entire face.
So, just in case you have not explored your feminine side, this might just be your thing.
Well, we're going to be taking a quick break, but before we do, Ray T is going to perform her second single from her debut album titled Intro. Well, take it away, Ray T. Oh, okay, we're actually going to go to break and we'll be with her soon after this.
message from the Association for Alcohol Responsibility and Education. Aware.org.
The United States will not be a migrant camp, and it will not be a refugee holding facility. It won't be. We can't allow that to happen to the United States, not on my watch.
The N2 is currently closed between the Garden Road Mall as well as Pagalstop due to a violent protest that is taking place inside Thembaletu. The residents are demanding services.
Mr. Willems elected not to participate in this investigation. We have gone out of our way to appoint an independent somebody to look at this matter.
It's important for us to not close the door on Ashwin because we still believe that he's got a lot of value to add.
Welcome back to Trendz. Imagine a collaboration of two different art forms coming together. Well, that is exactly what you can expect to see at the Johannesburg Art Gallery, where an ensemble of color features alongside an absolutely beautiful vocal as Art Foundation Kauru brings their latest exhibition to life. Take a look.
Music meets art at the Johannesburg Art Gallery this week. Art and music lovers alike attended an evening of smooth sounds and beautiful exhibits. And while music soothes the soul, the close exhibition takes center stage as a Ngaro organization aims to spark conversations and awareness through visual arts.
Close, we're trying to address issues of sexuality, issues that are affecting the continent that we do not necessarily want to talk about as people, issues of religion, and issues of rape, which is a topical issue currently in South Africa. And for me, a piece that really resonates with me, it's Jenny's work and obviously Nondumiso's performance, because there it talks to a young girl at the age of 6 who was raped, and at her age now she's still dealing with those issues, and culturally she was not allowed to express herself because of you're not allowed to talk about this. The installation that Jenny has, it's 3,600 panties of men and women, or lingerie of men and women who were raped. And that's just, basically, you imagine how many people are wounded out there and they cannot have a platform to talk about their issues. So I think for me, Jenny's work speaks to a lot of social issues, social cohesion issues that we are not addressing. And this is just a perfect platform to showcase that.
Being an artist means having something to say and possessing the ability to express that in a visual form. Nauru was founded around 7 years ago and provides a platform for African contemporary artists and cultural practitioners to engage in a showcase of contemporary art from the continent. The plan to incorporate all 5 regions of the African continent over the lifespan of the project and promote inter-Africa and diaspora cultural exchange in a direct and meaningful way.
The passion and maybe rather the objective of why we started Nauru, it was based on the xenophobic attacks that were happening in South Africa then. With my experience of traveling around the continent, I just felt there needed to be a dialogue that has to happen during Africa Month, where people can start addressing the core of what's really happening in the continent, because the way the rest of the continent viewed South Africans, it was hence the tension. So hence we started African Contemporary Art, and we needed a platform where people can have a dialogue addressing social cohesion issues, economic and political issues happening in the continent using the medium of visual arts. I think we're doing quite well. I mean, in the past 7 years, we have about 125 artists from the continent who have exhibited in this platform. And I think the dialogue has been quite interesting because each year we handle, or our curatorial narrative, it addresses whatever issue that is topical in the continent. And I mean, art, it's something where artists express exactly what's happening within the continent. And I think the response has been phenomenal.
The Close exhibition is a riveting representation of our society and was showcased at the Johannesburg Art Gallery.
The highlight of the South African horse racing world, the Vodacom Durban July, attracts people from far and wide. Beyond what happens on the racetrack, though, is one of the key fashion dates is the South African social calendar of this year. Fashionistas had an extra reason to dress up to the nines with the launch of the first Wear SA Gala fashion dinner. Take a look.
Durban July weekend kicked off with a gala event showcasing some of the best fashion this year has to offer.
Durban July is one of the most prominent events in Durban, so we decided off the bat to do a Durban fashion gala dinner, and this is the first of its kind, and it was such a success tonight. So we collaborated with emerging designers and our designers from West South African stable.
Where South African featured some of SA's top designers and artists for the event. Were among the designers on show and graced the runway with some beautiful and sophisticated pieces.
We did a lot of research on kind of who the L girl is or who we see her to be, and she's, I suppose, a kind of mixture of the sport, the classic look and the luxe look.
Everything you saw tonight was purely South African. From the artists that performed, it was Questa.
So I'm sure you all know that it's Durban July weekend. At the beginning of the show, we asked you what your reasons are for attending the Durban Shindig. So let's take a look at the poll that we had. We had a question that says, it's Durban July weekend. Tell us what you love most about the event. Is it the horse racing, or is it the fashion, or are you a lover of all things spectacular? Well, 14% says they're there for the horses, 44% says they're there for fashion, 42% says they're there for everything. So I guess it's all about the cotton eaters. You know, Twitter has spoken that it's all about what you're wearing. 44% actually rates that is what they're out for. But that is all we have for today's show. Do go have fun. The hashtag that is absolutely going to be trending for today is hashtag VDJ2018. That's all we have for you. Interact with us on @Trendz on SABC. Let us know what you think of the outfits, our fashion hits and misses. We'll be back with Njabulo, who's going to be telling us a whole lot more about if they're getting fashion fines or what. Our fashion police will be in studio next week. So do catch us. Same time, same place, right here. From myself and the Trendz team, it's a goodbye from us, but we're playing out with the amazing Ray T. Take it away.